Hello there, I'm Ruth Wilson. Welcome back to my channel where we do makeup tutorials for beginners. So in our last video, I did go in depth as to how you can create the perfect no makeup look with just a few products. So today I'm going to go even further because there are some people, just like colors and neutrals, they want their face to look bam, like when you see them, you. So I got you covered. So in this video, we're basically going to do the same thing we did in our last video, but I'm going to add things that were extracted from the last video. And if you want to see how that comes out, then keep watching this video. So let me quickly tell you the tools that you're definitely going to need to achieve this look. And of course, all of them are going to be on a budget because that's what this whole channel is all about. It's makeup on a budget. So from the last video, I did tell you guys that you need to get your brow snatch. So you do need your dark brown pencil. You're definitely going to need your foundation. You're going to need your lipstick or your lip gloss, whichever your preference is. If you're really going all the way out, we're just going to go with a lipstick. Everything basically from the last video is what you're going to need for this video. But here are the other things that you're definitely going to need for this video that was excluded from the last video. You're definitely going to need your concealer. Your concealer has got to be 2 shades lighter than your foundation. The concealer is basically used to clean up your brows below only, not above, below. Because when you use the concealer to clean above the brows right here, you're going to be left with a stinking halo. Remember that your concealer is 2 shades lighter than your foundation that goes on your skin. If you use your concealer above to do the cleanup work, it's gonna look a mess. You're actually going to see it. So you only use that concealer to do the cleanup below and bring it down to your eyelid. And you also use it as highlight underneath your eyes. People literally use concealer. This is the purpose of it, to use concealer to cover all the dark circles that's underneath their eyes. Some folks just use it for highlight purposes, all right? Now, because you're using concealer today in this video, you're going to need setting powder. If you are my skin tone or darker, a yellowish golden powder would be best. I will show you the products in this video. If you are a lot lighter than me, then white would be best for you to go with. You're definitely going to also need some blush to bring those cheeks alive. You're going to need your contour to create that shadow. Some people naturally have it, like my mother. Unfortunately, my mom didn't give it to me, so I have to create that shadow. Now your contour, that's 2 shades darker. That's the way I would describe it. 2 shades darker than the foundation, all right? And you're gonna need a highlight so that when you turn, it literally highlights those cheekbones. You gotta highlight those cheekbones, honey. So those are the products that you're going to need for this video. So right now what we're gonna do is put it all to work. All right, y'all, we're gonna get to work, and I'm speeding through the brows process because we've done this like 2 times already. So there's a detailed brow tutorial, and then we did the other one in the other video again. But this time we're doing it faster, so we're getting into the cleanup aspect with the concealer. Remember, the concealer needs to be 2 shades lighter than your foundation. So basically, it's the same thing that we did in the first video with the cleanup aspect with using the foundation, but this time we're just using the concealer. And the concealer kind of gives that beautiful, nice little highlight that happens just below. Let me tell y'all something. This concealer here, as you could have seen, I'm using the concealer from Maybelline Fit Me. The Fit Me brand from Maybelline is absolutely amazing. I stand by it. Unfortunately, this concealer is a tough concealer to find in Guyana, so I had to buy this one on Amazon. And the same way I got the 2 foundations for one price, I got the same thing by buying 2 of the concealers. So now I'm going to take the concealer and put it onto my eyelid. Now, even though it's not really necessary for me to put it on the eyelid, I'm still going to do it because I'm not using any shadows on my eyes today. We're not going in with any shadows. So just in case if you don't actually have an eye primer, if anyone tells you that you need to get an eye primer, tell them you have your concealer. Your concealer works perfectly as an eyeliner. Now we're going to continue. As in the last video, you would have seen me put on the primer and the foundation, so I didn't think it was necessary for me to go through this. As you can see, this video has been recorded over a maximum 3 days because I had unwanted guests. So let's continue. Day number 2, I went in with the concealer under the eyes, and I want to let these words stick with you as you see me apply this. Less is more. A lot of people go ham on concealers underneath their eyes, and I was one of those folks who used to go ham with the concealer underneath my eye. People used to go with the concealer all the way down, and as you grow, you continue to go and you learn when it comes to makeup. So what you see me doing here is just applying the concealer on the parts where I wanted my face to be highlighted. That's under the eyes, on the bridge of my nose, and my forehead. I'm having my dance on because in this way, the reason why I was dancing there, it is because you leave your concealer to dry down for a little while, because when you leave it to dry down, you see exactly what is happening there. The concealer spreads perfectly. There is so much more that you get out of the concealer when you leave it to dry down. So instead of going ham on the concealer underneath your eyes, you just go with a little bit, you leave it to dry down, and you will be able to spread it out to parts even further. So you don't need to carry the concealer all the way down underneath your eyes like you see other YouTubers or other makeup artists do. There's no need for that, all right? At the end of the day, this video, this channel, it's all about doing makeup on a budget. And if you're gonna go ham on your concealer, you might as well prepare yourself to dig into your pocket a little more to spend some more dough, because it ain't gonna last long if you continue to go ham on your concealer. All right, guys, don't do that. So as you can see here, I allowed it to dry down, and that little bit of concealer you see me put on there, look how far it's going. It literally spreads all the way down the bridge of my nose, and I did not even apply concealer there. You don't need to do that. And if you feel like sometimes you would have put on a little too much, you just put the rest on the lid of your eyes. Unfortunately, if you already had shadow on there, then it would have posed a problem, because you can't obviously put that concealer on there, you know what I mean? So if you're not using shadow on your eyes, it's a lot better. But if you are, then you're just gonna have to go in with your foundation brush, or you go with the bun, or not a bun, the butt of the sponge, and you just pat it into the rest of your face. So I'm gonna get rid of the other side real quick. We don't need to sit down and look through that there. So as you can see, again, a little bit goes a lot further. So next time you get your concealer, oh, I should let you guys know that this concealer, I was only able to find it on Amazon. But if you want the perfect concealer to use, you can always go for LA Girl. It is widely available in Guyana, and the price of that is a little under $1,000, but just make sure you get $1,000 to prepare yourself for that. All right, so of course we are putting on or blending out the concealer on the bridge of the nose, and we're continuing to blend. And let me just tell you guys, before you apply your setting powder, which we're gonna get into at this point since the blending is done, before you apply your setting powder, which is this one here, Sacha Buttercup setting powder. Like I said at the beginning, if you are chocolate, a yellow golden powder like this one will be perfect. They also have a much lighter one that you can buy if you are lighter in skin tone. Now these are the sponges that I actually use. They are precise sponges, and you can find this at Fazia's collection for only $500, and you get several inside the pack. You can't want nothing better than that. So before you do this step, make sure you go back in with your other sponge that you applied or you blended out your concealer, just to be certain that it is well blended. All right, that there's no creasing. You don't want to apply that powder on no creases, because let me tell you, as long as you put powder over the creases under your eyes, it's going to stay there. It will be visible. Of course, it's a good thing we practicing social and physical distancing, and nobody is supposed to be all up under you so they really can't see what's going on. But I'll let you know, you better smoothen out that creasing underneath your eyes before you officially set underneath your eyes, because when it's set, babe, it's completely set and there's no going back. Now here's another good reason for your makeup sponges and brushes. You literally take the butt of the sponge and you pat in that powder. Don't sweep it off. Don't try to take it off in no way. You actually pat it in. That way your concealer is completely set no matter what. Now there are some YouTubers who do baking. I personally don't do the whole baking thing, because when you leave this powder on a little too long, it looks a little too yellow underneath your eyes. You don't want it to look that bright and that yellow underneath it. So while I'm putting it on, immediately I just go in and start patting that powder in. If there's a particular part that you would like to have that highlight to be bam right on your face, then you can probably leave it just a little longer. If you want to, you can leave it for a little longer. Usually I do after I'm finished doing the contour, the blush and everything, then I decide to pat in the rest of the powder. Now we're gonna go in with the overall powder. Of course, you guys have seen this in the last video, and that sets the rest of the face. That is the rest of the face that did not get concealer. And because powder is not something that moves around, I will pat that in and pump on the powder as much as possible. All right, so you have halfway of the face completely done as we put on that powder there from Maybelline Fit Me. Again, you might not be able to find this powder in Guyana, but you will find it online on Amazon. No, y'all ain't gonna believe this. If you can actually find one palette that's got everything you're looking for, contour, blush, and highlight, you are in Ghoul. So this is the way you know exactly where to contour your face. It goes right between the ears. When you pout your mouth, you can literally feel the bone on your cheeks. That's exactly where you contour, and you brush upwards. Now some folks actually go in with this cream form first, then they go in with powder. In our case of keeping it nice, cheap, reasonable, and affordable, we ain't going in with cream version first. We're basically going to do this powder wise. And then the worst of the worst happened just before I was able to really finish this video and really being able to wrap it up the way I really wanted to wrap it up. So while I was contouring right here, you are about to see something that's happened in the last day according to what you see in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I was pissed. The lights went off again. So when we come back, we'll apply the rest. All right, so now we're gonna finish the rest of this look by applying the blush. I'm using the lighter shade in the same palette to bring those cheeks alive. And this palette is so pigmented. You gotta make sure you're not going extremely deep into this, but it just looks so good. And I put it on the nose so you can get that really rosy look. Not just the rosiness on your cheeks, but the rosiness on your nose. Then I'm just gonna take the rest of the brush with the rest of the products. So sorry, my baby's in the background. And I'm just gonna rub the brush all over the rest of my face where you saw the contour. Again, there's so much noise in the house. Oh Lord. First GPL, then water, and now her. All right, so now taking the shimmer in the same palette, and I'm going to use that as the highlight. Like, look at the highlight of this. And whenever you're not wearing any eyeshadows on your eyes, it's also perfect for you to just pass your highlighter brush on your brow bone, just so that when you turn, you see the oh my god, the highlight is amazing. You highlight the bridge of your nose, the tip of your nose, and then we're gonna highlight our Cupid's bow and our chin. those are all the parts that we actually applied concealer to give us that nice little highlight. Running through the process of putting on your favorite mascara, we don't need to see that, so let's just keep it moving. And now we're going to finish this look with our lipstick, and I went in with this gorgeous red lipstick. Let me tell y'all something. Ladies, let me tell you something. For anyone who loves makeup out there, if you don't have no other color lipstick in your collection, make sure you get a red lipstick. And lip glosses, they just always go with anything that you have. The lip glosses will be perfect for you to go through with those looks that you go extreme glam with. The red ones are for looks like this. So that, my friend, is the end of this very soft look for anyone who wants to go a little further out than just basically doing a no makeup look. Obviously, a look like this is going to make you different. Unlike a no makeup look, it's not supposed to change completely, but I am totally digging this. I just want you guys to know I did use my setting spray, and that's the end of this look. My God, finally, after 3 days of trying to put this simple look together, I'm finally finished with this video. So I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!